Hello, this is our resume writing introductory workshop video. So we are going to cover a bad resume and we're going to cover a good resume. So to start, let's start with a bad resume. And clearly this is not working because of several major issues in terms of the alignment, in terms of fonts being the wrong size, bullet points are wrong. It's also a 2-page resume. So most of the time, college students should really have a 1-page resume. So what I do with students is I share with them a resume template, which you can see here, and it's been organized in a way that kind of markets you the right way, the way that you want it to be. So the margins are set to 0.5 on all sides. We put lines here. The font size is Calibri 11. The other thing to keep in mind too is we've already done the work for you. You can actually find this resume template via this link here, which we will share in the bottom of the video, and it will take you to this folder here where we have the different resume templates. Now let's go back to the resume template here. So a quick overview, just you want to make sure that your name is up on top. It's the largest thing on the page, so it's Calibri, all caps, bold, 16 font. Underneath that, you don't have to put your actual mailing address. You just put Brooklyn, New York, and then your zip code, or Queens, or whichever borough you live in, phone, email, and then your LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn and you are part of the School of Visual Media and Performing Arts, LinkedIn is actually a good thing because it could serve as your portfolio, so you may want to think about doing that. We'll cover that in another video. Summary is very important because this is where you can actually address your resume to the position that you're applying to. So if you are an aspiring cinematographer, aspiring screenwriter, journalist, actor, we can actually mention that here in the first part of the summary. Then the rest of the summary is going to be focused on the skills that they're asking for from the job description itself. So you want to have those buzzwords from the description in the summary. Moving on, we have the education. So we have your current education, your graduation date, Bachelor of, for most of the students in School of Visual Media, obviously it's going to be Bachelor of Arts in, could be television, radio, could be theater, could be music, could be film production. You could put your GPA, it's not always necessary. Again, with this industry, it's really going to be more about your experiences and your knowledge with Pro Tools or Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere rather than what your GPA is. Moving on, we have our relevant coursework. So you could list the relevant courses that you've taken plus projects that you've done in class too. So if it was you're interviewing someone for a short 10-minute documentary, then that's great. We can mention that there. And then we can have your additional work experience, which lots of times with college students doesn't relate to your field in particular, but we need to have that there. So just to kind of go over an example of a resume that I've actually worked on with a student. We changed the name, but the student's information is almost basically the same. The formatting is the same. So if we go here, this student was in particular a production professional. We started with the summary, then the education, then the projects. Now, in his case, he needed this, and the reason why is because he didn't have a lot of experience in the field. So we needed to mention the summary up on top that he is a production professional, the education highlights the degree, plus the classes that he's taken. In this case, we put the classes here with the bullet point. Then the projects, so these are all the projects that he did in class. And then the rest of it would be his work experience, which doesn't relate to the field, but it's important to have because people need to know what kind of work experience you have, how many people you're dealing with on a daily basis, if you're dealing with money on a daily basis. None of that stuff is trivial. That's all transferable skills. Now, if you are somebody that does have a lot of experience, this is also based on a student's resume that I worked on. We don't need the summary then in this person's case because they clearly have plenty of experience in production and they wanted to be a director of photography and a cinematographer, so it's obvious that their experience is here listed in this way. So it could be the education. Then we have the skills in terms of Premiere, Photoshop, After Effects, the production experience itself. So some of this consists of short films. Some of those were hers. Others were actually other students' short films, and then others were just freelance gigs that she was able to pick up. And then the relevant experience was her actual internships, whether on set or at a production company, and then her regular job was at the bottom in additional experience. So please keep that in mind, that your resume is always changing and you're always going to have different versions of your resume. If you have the experience, don't feel like you have to have a summary. But if you're just starting out, a summary will definitely help you.